We normally do the news every single Sunday, but this story is just too big to wait till then because Adidas has just announced that they have terminated their partnership with Yeezy, which honestly guys, this is going to change the sneaker game completely. There's a lot we need to talk about. So of course, we're going to cover all of the news that kind of went down. We're going to talk about the future of Yeezy, what's happening with their sneaker releases, what's going to happen with Yeezy products in general. We're also going to get some people's opinions and takes on this topic, some real people that, you know, not just the media that we're seeing all of these articles and stuff pop up. So yeah, let's get into all of it and let's start with the actual announcement from Adidas themselves. This is the Adidas press release website. So this is kind of where they put any kind of big news that's going on with the company, and they literally headlined it, Adidas terminates partnership with Ye immediately. So in this statement, it says Adidas does not tolerate anti-Semitism and any other sort of hate speech. After a thorough review, the company has taken the decision to terminate the partnership with Ye immediately, end production of all Yeezy branded products, and stop all payments to Ye and his companies. Adidas will stop the Adidas Yeezy business with immediate effect. So this is very important, that little sentence there saying that they're ending production. This kind of gives us a hint in terms of like sneaker releases or any products coming from Adidas and Yeezy. It's kind of not gonna happen. This is immediate effect. Now they also say something which I think is pretty telling of like how much this collaboration meant to Adidas. They said this is expected to have a short-term negative impact of up to 250 million euros on the company's net income in 2022, given the high seasonality of the fourth quarter. I think Adidas and Yeezy obviously had a lot planned for the holiday season in terms of sneakers dropping. Even as of right now, we have a full Yeezy calendar up until the end of the year, which we are going to take a look at later on in the video. They end off the statement by saying Adidas is the sole owner of all design rights to existing products as well as previous and new colorways under the partnership, just kind of reminding everybody that we own this stuff, you know, kind of reminding Kanye we own the colorways and everything like that. Surely Adidas would never try and actually release Yeezy branded products without Kanye. I think that would be silly, at least from my point of view. It would be a really weird look, and I don't think people would be too interested in it. I might be wrong, but I feel like that might just be a little bit of a weird thing for Adidas to do. After this news broke, which literally happened like a couple hours ago today, which is Tuesday the 25th of October, I went over to my Instagram and I just posted a story on there saying, what do we think? So we're literally just trying to crowdsource people's opinions. We kind of just have a little discussion. So let's find out what people have had to say. I'm gonna read it off of my phone. So we've got someone saying bigger and better things to come from Yeezy. Someone else says he needs to do it solo, so it's for the best. But someone saying shop Yeezy now, basically saying that the prices are gonna go up. But someone else saying, oh, Yeezys will skyrocket. Someone else said needed to happen and 100% support the decision. This is actually a really good question. What will happen with the possible current produced Yeezys ready for retail? So the ones that like Adidas literally has in their warehouse ready to drop this year. And that's something we will discuss in just a minute. Someone else says, it's really sad, but I'm very excited for the new plans and future of Yeezy. With a lot of these thoughts, I think there's a kind of a split thing of like people genuinely are sad because they loved Yeezy products. They loved Adidas and Yeezy products, and that's all valid. That's all very, very fair enough. I loved the products too. But just like Adidas said in their statement, what that means is any of the designs that we've seen from this Adidas and Yeezy partnership, that's owned by Adidas. Kanye can't go out and release any of these products. In fact, I feel like if he did end up releasing something that even resembled any of the Yeezy Adidas stuff, he might get hit with a lawsuit from Adidas. Now, a couple other things that we need to talk about. Adidas director calls out brand over Kanye West anti-Semitism. So this is an Adidas employee or an Adidas executive to be exact. Essentially, Sarah Kami said, we need to do better as a brand. We need to do better for our employees and we need to do better for our communities. Until Adidas takes a stand, I will not stand with Adidas. Now, obviously, this is just something that I wanted to kind of mention because this took place right before Adidas decided to cut ties with Ye. Now, obviously, Adidas is the latest brand that decided to cut ties with Ye, but there is so many more. Like this report here saying that Kanye West was dropped by his lawyer, which actually is the same lawyer that did the Amber Heard trial. So the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, that was the same lawyer. What was her name? Camille Vasquez? Essentially, the firm that Camille Vasquez was working with to represent Kanye West, they said, listen, we're leaving you unless you retract your hateful statements. He refused, so they all just parted ways and they essentially cut ties. So just to reiterate, here's a list of the companies that have all parted ways or cut ties with Kanye West thus far. Balenciaga essentially took down or removed all of the products, the collaboration products. CAA is a talent agency. They stopped working with Kanye. They issued a statement. Gap, obviously we know that Kanye terminated the Gap deal, so that wasn't Gap terminating the deal with Kanye. JP Morgan Chase, that's Kanye West's bank account. They terminated their, I guess, partnership, not technically a partnership, but they stopped allowing Kanye West to do his banking with them. Then MCR Entertainment, that's an interesting one because apparently they had a full ready-to-release documentary on Kanye West, and they said that they pulled the documentary as we cannot support any content that amplifies his platform. Kim Kardashian took to Twitter. She said, hate speech is never okay or excusable. I stand together with the Jewish community and call on the terrible violence and hateful rhetoric towards them to come to an immediate end. Khloe Kardashian also took to her story and she posted, I support my Jewish friends and the Jewish people. Now, something that I also thought was pretty interesting that I wanted to mention in this video was the Adidas share price, because it has been dropping drastically and very, very quickly. Now, it was actually dropping as the whole Kanye West thing was going on. I think a lot of people were saying that the share price of Adidas was dropping because Adidas was still releasing Yeezy sneakers. However, I'm not entirely sure if that's actually true. That's just something that was going around. Now, this next one I did want to include, but I also want to put out a disclaimer. I'm not entirely sure how Kanye West said this in terms of like what context he used in order to say the statement that I'm about to tell you guys, because again, this very well could be taken out of context. Kanye West literally saying, I can say anti-Semitic things and Adidas can't drop me. Now what? Now, that statement that Kanye made was actually on the Drink Champs podcast, so that was obviously before Adidas decided to leave him. So it's kind of a little bit ironic. I haven't seen the entire podcast, so I will just say, just as a disclaimer, this could be taken out of context and it could be irrelevant if we had the full conversation. I also think it's important for me to include what Kanye West actually said about the anti-Semitic comments that he made, because he does offer an explanation as to what went on when he actually said that remark. So the following is part of the Piers Morgan interview, and this is what he said in response to the anti-Semitic comments that he made previously on the Drink Champs podcast. He said, you know, I will say I'm sorry for the people that I hurt with the DeathCon remark. I feel like I caused hurt and confusion. I'm sorry for the families of the people that had nothing to do with the trauma that I had been through. And that I use my platform where you say hurt people, and I was hurt. I want to say that it's wrong to hold an apology hostage, and I've got to let go of that and free myself of the trauma and say, look, I'm just gonna give it all up to God right now, and to those families that I hurt, you know, I really want to give you guys a big hug, and I want to say I'm sorry for hurting you with my comments. So clearly it seems like Kanye West understands what he said is wrong. So after all of this, what happens now? What happens to Kanye West's product? What happens to Yeezy drops, man? Like, we've got a bunch of sneakers that were supposed to release this year that it looks like now we are never going to get. So let's start off with the Yeezy Gap website, which is up right now, and there is a lot of stuff available. This website still exists. They're going to leave these products on the website and wait till it sells out. Now, obviously, this could change in the next coming days. Gap could issue a statement saying that, listen, we're going to take down all of these products and we're no longer going to sell them, because literally this is the only place now. I don't know if you guys remember, but I did say a lot of places used to stock the Yeezy Gap and Balenciaga collaboration, which has all been taken down now. What was the next Yeezy release that we were supposed to get? Well, anybody who follows me over on Instagram, you know that I usually post up different sneaker releases when they drop, when they get updated. And this is a screenshot that I posted to my stories. This is the Adidas website. I think this was a couple days ago. And essentially, as you can see, Yeezy and Adidas were planning a restock of the Zebra, and the date on this image is October the 29th. Now, obviously, they removed that, and we were kind of like, what's going on? Is it going to load up on the Adidas Confirmed app? Now, knowing that Adidas just terminated the whole Yeezy deal, we know that it's probably because of that, and that is it. They are not dropping any more Yeezys. As far as a Yeezy calendar, well, here is what was left for the year of 2022. On October the 28th, apparently we were going to be getting the Yeezy Basketball Knit in the Slate Onyx colorway. The Utility Black 500s were supposed to come back on October the 31st. The Granite Yeezy 350s, these were supposed to drop in November as well. We also had an Onyx restock of the Yeezy 350, the Stone Teal Yeezy 450, the Yeezy Slide Azure, which is one that I was actually pretty excited for. I thought that was a pretty cool pair of Yeezy slides. Sometime in December, we were supposed to be getting the Carbon Beluga. The Utility Black Yeezy 700 V1 was supposed to have a restock, the Dark Salt 350s, December time, the Granite Yeezy Slide, and then at some point in 2023, we were supposed to be getting a restock of the freaking Yeezy 350 V1 Pirate Black. But guys, listen, I don't think, as of literally what we just saw from Adidas, any of these are ever going to release. I think that pretty much signs it. That pretty much confirms everything that we were worried about, which is we're not going to be getting any more Yeezy and Adidas products. That is it. It is over. And what does this mean for the resale value of Yeezys? Because obviously from what a lot of people said on my Instagram story, that was something that they mentioned quite frequently is, oh, Yeezys are going to explode in price. I don't think that's necessarily going to happen. I could be wrong, but I think for us to see a significant increase in terms of the price of Yeezy products, that's gonna have to happen way down the line. I don't think that that's gonna have an immediate effect. I don't think we'll really feel that. Potentially in the long term, I mean, literally what exists out there in the world in terms of Yeezy and Adidas products, that's it. That's all of the stock that's out there. But it is definitely an interesting conversation. Guys, I'm sure a lot of stuff is going to change over the next coming days. And of course, I'm gonna keep you guys up to date. If we get any more statements from any of these companies, if we hear anything from Kanye West himself, of course I will update you guys on the entire situation. I just kind of wanted to make this video and get everything out there so you guys know, you're well informed, and of course that's why you subscribe to the channel, to stay in the loop with the sneaker news and everything that goes on in the sneaker world. Guys, I'm gonna leave it at that, and I just want you guys to add your thoughts down in the comment section. Let me know what you think is gonna happen to the future of Yeezy. What do you think? What's your opinion on this in general? But like I said, that pretty much wraps it up. I want to thank you so much for coming through, hanging out for yet again another video. Thank you for liking, commenting, and of course subscribing. I'll catch you guys in the next one, but until then.